so excited about this. I've said black men have been my pride and joy this election. We've come a very long way, me and Black America, because they were just really biting the BLM rhetoric and, you know, the world was going to be over because of George Floyd, and they've completely flipped on this. I mean, women as well, black women are shifting as well, slower, but black men have done a complete 180, and I've been talking about it on my show. And I think it's just, you just can't keep running the same play before people start to look up and go, wait a second, my life was just better under Trump, right? First and foremost, I don't think black men were convinced by Kamala whatsoever. It has nothing to do with her being a woman, but she's been in office for 4 years talking about how she's going to fix what's been going on for the last 4 years doesn't make any sense. And for people trying to use the excuse of, oh, well, you know, she's just the VP, tell that to Dick Cheney. You know what I mean? So I think of course, her also being the border czar, and that has been something that has been a threat to black jobs. And I really do think it just came down to, how are you living right now? They are looking at gas prices, they're looking at grocery prices, and they're realizing Trump wasn't that bad. And here's the other thing about running the same play. In 2016, there was a question mark, right? Nobody actually knew how Trump was going to be. So the media was able to use this propaganda. He's going to be just like Hitler. They're going to put you back in slave chains. You know, you're going to be back in the South picking cotton. And he was an unknown. So it was like, well, maybe if everybody's saying it, because they were so aggressive. We actually had never seen the media line up in a way against, I don't think, in my lifetime at least, any candidate the way that they came after Trump when he was running against Hillary Clinton. I've never seen them use that intense of rhetoric, you know, like really making people think we were going to be back in slave chains. It was that ridiculous. And then he gets in office and that doesn't happen. Actually, like, the gas prices come down, they're living okay. And so when they did the exact same thing, when they ran that exact same play again this time, they're like, all right, man, like, he's already been president, so you can't tell us that he's going to do all of these things when he had the opportunity to do it and he didn't do it. So it's more of a common sense response.
I think that's exactly right, but then I think there's a next step to it, right? Which is that, look, for all you guys here who are like Trump people, okay, you're going, but if you could just imagine, say, just the average person, in 2020, Joe Biden had a reasonable sales pitch, which is that he could say, and you got a picture, the election is in November of 2020. So we just went through the year of lockdowns and the riots and all of this craziness, and that comes after the 3 years that preceded it of all the Russia hysteria and all of this. And Joe Biden could say, hey, let's go back to normal. You know, I've been in the Senate for 700 years, and so let's just go back to normal America where things weren't this crazy. And by the way, I'm going to stay in my basement, but he at least had an excuse that it was like, well, there's a pandemic, so I'm doing the responsible thing. That was a very attractive sales pitch to a lot of people who were just, by the end of 2020, tired of all of it. But the problem is, in addition to what Candace was saying, which is absolutely right, then Joe Biden got in. And guess what? We didn't go back to normal. We went to something even crazier than the 4 Trump years were. And then that revealed that the problem wasn't Trump. This whole thing is, listen, Donald Trump is the least interesting thing about what's going on in America right now.